No, don't stop till you get enough.
And you haven't had enough?
No way. No way.
Good YouTube, what's good? This your boy Nick, and I'm back with another video, as you can see. And before we get started, if this is your first time on my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that like button, you know what I'm saying? Share this, you know what I'm saying, if you can. And don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you can be alert when I do drop a new video. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So today, you know what I'm saying, we back with Michael and Janet, and this is Michael Jackson's very public dethroning Michael and Janet Jackson from 1993 to 1997. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, let's get in this video. Let's get it.
Into the years of private politics between Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson. Make sure to check out the previous parts to this series, as we chronicle Janet's determined rise to superstardom as another member of the Jackson family. 1993 marked a new era for the artist, when Janet Jackson released her fifth record, simply titled Janet. A title symbolically releasing herself from the Jackson name and suggesting that she was now such a huge star, all one needed to do was to utter her first name to identify her. Ushering in a more low-key superstardom befitting of the 1990s, Janet Jackson didn't launch the album with a predictable, flashy new video and choreographed dance routine, but with a more mellow track, That's the Way Love Goes, with an equally sensual, unassuming video to match.
That song was a vibe.
Then cementing her now fully developed stage presence and elaborate performance style in the video for the boldly provocative track, If. As her first musical effort under her record-breaking contract with Virgin, the artist exuded a quiet confidence as she proclaimed her full-blown womanhood. Sizzling with sex and desire, the album marked a new direction for Janet, incorporating rubbery, hip-hop, luscious ballads, and house rhythms. Rejoicing over her awakened spirituality and strengthened identity as an African-American woman. When previously she was crippled by insecurities over her weight and looks, Janet appeared liberated on the cover of Rolling Stone, as if taking on Whitney Houston and Madonna for the right to be crowned the glamour queen of pop music. With such a buzz around Janet's new look and sound, many began to question Michael Jackson's ubiquitous reign as the king of pop and asked whether it was time for another Jackson to make a claim for his throne. Especially when in 7 months, she sold what it took her brother 2 years to sell in records with their latest outputs. Quote, "I think this is going to be the biggest record of her career," said Kevin Johnson, R&B writer for Impact magazine. Quote, "I think the album's going to outsell Michael's Dangerous, at least in the US," remarked Gordon Chambers at Essence magazine. Quote, "To me, she's the normal Jackson. She got past the family curse. It's a fabulous album. She's right on musically and looks fabulous," said Greg Sando of Entertainment Weekly. Although comparisons had been and continued to be made between Janet and Michael, there were also crucial differences between the two that had been instrumental in Janet's burgeoning star power at this point. Where Michael was a loner, Janet enjoyed being around people. Janet embraced her racial identity and the black experience, when Michael's lightened appearance always put that into question. Janet spoke freely about relationships and her sexuality when Michael remained fiercely private. She was less obsessed with maintaining a veil of mystery. Mystery that allowed dangerously misguided rumors and assumptions to swirl around the orbit of Michael's celebrity, where a crash of cataclysmic proportions was inevitable. On August 24th, 1993, police investigations into Michael Jackson involving claims of child abuse were made public. The legal back and forth taking place while Michael was in Bangkok on the Dangerous World Tour. Michael's fellow superstar sister immediately reached out in a telephone conversation. Janet even offered to postpone her upcoming world tour and join him to support his fight against the allegations. Quote, "He's really hurt. He's so hurt by it. He loves children, and he would never do anything like that. Ever. Truly awful that someone would try to get $20 million out of you, and this is their way of doing it, by saying that you did something to their child," said Janet in a press interview. Over the following months, the legal and criminal case against Michael ensued just as Janet began a grueling world tour. Unlike Michael, who eventually canceled the rest of his concerts due to his mounting legal and health issues, Janet Jackson spent the next 18 months performing to thousands of night after night as tabloid headlines were filled with every twist and turn of her brother's very painful public dethroning. In order to stay focused, Janet declined to partake in interviews of any kind. It was noted that Janet's performances while on tour were perfect in execution, but lacked any personal ad-libs. Rolling Stone's Greg Kot, upon reviewing her show, noted, quote, "If her performance can be faulted for being too well rehearsed and too tautly paced, this was certainly an example. At times, it seemed like the audience was eavesdropping on a shoot for a long-form video rather than being engaged by a performer," suggesting that Janet was determined to get through the tour to the best of her capabilities, but wasn't always fully present in her performance due to the personal stress she was under. As she later recounted the words of her father, quote, "Whatever that is going on in your personal life, you don't let them see that. People have paid their hard-earned money to see you perform, and you give them that." However, during one performance, Janet Jackson asked the audience to pray for her brother Michael as part of her routine, and cracks started to show as Janet canceled several dates due to, quote, "illness." Cancellations coincidentally occurring on the same dates as sister LaToya Jackson's press conference, where she implied that she believed the accusations, as well as Michael's return from his self-imposed European exile and the announcements of his civil suit settlement. As the dust began to settle and Michael Jackson could start to piece together the fragments of his career, soon came ambitious plans for his musical comeback to pop prominence. Janet wanted to help Michael in any way she could, and finally agreed to unite in a superstar collaboration. When Janet asked Michael what kind of duet he was thinking of, she recounted him saying, quote, "You know, with all these things that have gone on in my life, I need to just release some anger." And Janet would act as sisterly support in the endeavor. Both Janet and Michael worked with Janet's producers, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, in studios situated in New York City as well as Minneapolis. When asked about the siblings' process, Jimmy Jam said, quote, "Their approach to working is so different. Janet works very simply and very quickly. Michael is a little more methodical. He's a perfectionist and tends to cut a million songs, then pick the best of what he has." The sessions resulted in the creation of Scream, a boldly aggressive protest against the perpetuation of lies and the ruthless tabloid press. When it was decided that the track would become the lead single for his much-anticipated History album and the centerpiece of Michael Jackson's comeback, a music video befitting of the size and scale of the two superstars and its mission was put into development. While he was frantically trying to finish the album, Michael put Janet in charge of the music video, even though she was still on tour. Since Janet has expressed the huge amount of stress and effort it took to bring together the shoot in such a short period of time, to select a director and collaborate on the ambitious video concept. Directed by Mark Romanek, with 13 epic sets by Foden and choreography by both Michael and Janet's choreographers, the production became larger and more complicated as Michael became increasingly unsure of the video's concept and overall direction. Riddled with doubt and with so much riding on this single and its video, Michael Jackson agreed to additional last-minute changes and expensive reshoots, taking the original shoot from 3 days to a week and increasing the budget, becoming the most expensive music video of all time. The Scream music video premiered on June 12, 1995, and became one of Michael Jackson's most critically acclaimed. James Hunter of Rolling Stone called it a contemporary video, quote, in which Michael and his sister Janet jump around like 90s fashion kids trapped in a spaceship stolen from a Barbarella film set. Jim Farber called it a, quote, super cool black and white clip. The clip's great allure is that neither of the siblings look quite real. He was of the opinion that while Michael Jackson outshines his sister in the vocals, it is Janet Jackson who gives the better performance in the music video. Standing together as a united front, the single became an instant international hit and gained 11 MTV Video Music Award nominations, more than any other music video, and won Best Dance Video, Best Choreography, and Best Art Direction. Reacting to this, Michael stated that he was very honored, explaining that he worked very hard and he was very happy with the reception up to that point. It was also given a Billboard Music Award for Best Pop/Rock Video, and a year later won a Grammy for Best Music Video, short form. Despite the single's commercial and critical success, After, the immediate period triggered a deep depression for Janet, which was later explored in her 1997 album, The Velvet Rope. Although the artist never shared publicly what may have contributed to the episode, during interviews she spoke openly about dealing with traumas that took place in her childhood, and even got a tattoo that symbolized the need to deal with the past in order to move forward. What was also significant is that during this period, Michael and Janet had lost all contact with each other for almost 2 years, starting from December 1995. In an Oprah interview from the fall of 1997, Janet proclaimed that there wasn't any kind of feud, but she wasn't able to fully explain why the prolonged absence, despite Michael getting divorced, then remarried, and having his first child during this period, causing speculation that Janet was choosing to distance herself emotionally and publicly from the media circus that surrounded Michael's increasingly erratic personal life and celebrity. In all interviews during this period, Janet Jackson refused to answer questions directed at her about Michael. Quote, "I've decided with this project I'm not going to talk about my brother anymore. That's just something I'm doing for myself." Suggesting that after such an intense period of scandalous attacks, media speculation, and retaliations in defense of her brother, Janet decided to no longer remain so emotionally involved and entangled with the convoluted stardom her brother had previously courted, and was now the prolonged victim of. Quote, "He's brought some upon himself too. In all honesty, I love my brother and I think he's wonderful. He's been in this business since he was a kid, and it's real difficult sometimes. Nobody stays on top." Thanks for watching. Click subscribe and watch out for the next part when we investigate the public onslaught the Jackson family experienced during Michael's 2003 to 2005 criminal trial, as well as Janet's controversy as a result of her wardrobe malfunction during 2004's Super Bowl halftime show. We'll see you next time.
Wow, I didn't know that she was gonna stop her tour to go help her brother. They was close, you know what I'm saying? For her to willing to do that, they're close. You know what I'm saying? That's what family is about, helping each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? If your family in need and help, you know what I'm saying? Especially some stuff that's said about them that's not true, go, you know what I'm saying? Go defend for them, you know what I'm saying? Not defend, well, yeah, of course, defend for your family, of course. But like, yo, have they back. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let you know that I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? And Janet, you know what I'm saying? Janet's doing her thing. And, you know, Michael, you know what I'm saying, is about to go through some things right now, and Janet's right there by his side. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. But let me cut it. Let me cut this video. Don't want to talk too much. You know what I'm saying? But I really do appreciate the folks that do come here, check out my videos. Appreciate y'all. Part 5 is coming. Part 5 is definitely coming. You know what I'm saying, man? And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to click that bell as well. You know what I'm saying? So you be alert when I do drop a video. You know what I'm saying? And I'm back, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about consistency over here, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I've been your boy, Nick. And I'll see y'all in the next video, bro. Peace.